This is a review of Worksheet 2.6, how to do algebraic proofs. I'm going to take you through a few examples that were on the 2.6 worksheet, and so you can see where we got our answers for these. When we're doing these algebraic proofs, we're going to start with our given, and we're going to work our way through each step, explaining why we did each step that we did. And our first step is almost always going to be the given. If you look at your given right here, it matches up to step number 1. So we put in given for our first step, for our first reason. Now what we're going to do is figure out what we did to get from step 1 to step 2. To get from step 1 to step 2, the left-hand side of my equation went from y plus 2 over 3 to just y plus 2. That 3 in the denominator disappeared. And on the right-hand side of the equation, the 3 became a 9. So to get from step 1 to step 2, what we did is we multiplied both sides of the equation by 3. Now if you go back to your property list, your list of properties, multiplication property allows you to multiply both sides of the equation by the same number. So step 2 is the multiplication property. To get from step 1 to step 2, we multiplied both sides by 3, the multiplication property. Then to get from step 2 to step 3, we went from y plus 2 equals 9 to y equals 7. The positive 2 on the left disappeared, the 9 on the right became a 7. We got from step 2 to step 3 by subtracting 2 from both sides of the equation. In your properties, the subtraction property allows you to subtract 2 from both sides of the equation. Step number 3 is subtraction property. Let's try another one. On number 2, if you look, the given matches up with step number 1, so step number 1 is going to be given. From step 1 to step 2, the 4 in front of the parentheses disappeared. On the right-hand side, the 12 became a 3. To get from step 1 to step 2, what we did is we divided both sides by 4. That left us m minus 5 on the left. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So step 2 is the division property. A lot of times people will look at this one, they'll see the number in front of parentheses, and they'll automatically assume it's going to be the distributive property. But if you look from step 1 to step 2, we didn't distribute the 4. We actually divided both sides by 4. That's why we're going division property on step 2. Then from step 2 to step 3, to get from step 2 to step 3, we added 5 to both sides of the equation, leaving us with m on the left. 3 plus 5 gives us 8 on the right. Addition property allows us to divide both sides by the same number. And one more. On this third one, once again, we're going to start with our given. The given up here matches up with step number 1, so our first reason is given. And then to get from step 1 to step 2, we have to figure out what we did, what changed to get from step 1 to step 2. If you look at the left-hand side of the equation, the 7x changes to a negative 3x. And on the right-hand side of the equation, the 10x disappears. The 39 is still there. What we did from step 1 to step 2 is we subtracted 10x from both sides of the equation. Subtracting 10x gets rid of it on the right. 7x minus 10x gives you negative 3x on the left. So once again, subtraction property allows you to subtract 10x from both sides. Subtraction property would be step 2. Step 3, if you look at the step 2 to step 3, the negative 3x remains on the left-hand side, the 18 is gone. And then on the right-hand side, our 39 became a 21. To get from step 2 to step 3, we subtracted 18 from both sides. Again, subtraction property allows you to subtract the same thing from both sides of the equation. Get the subtraction property twice in a row there. And then on from step 3 to step 4, negative 3x on the left became an x, 21 on the right became a negative 7. From step 3 to step 4, we divide both sides by negative 3. The division property allows us to do that. Step 4 would be the division property. So in each of these steps, you're just kind of looking to see what did we do from the previous step to get to the current step. And then you put your reason in next to it.